What's going on, Atlanta fans? It's your boy Ricondo. Come back at you with another video. So today, guys, we're going to talk about my draft prospects for the 2024 season, starting with the defensive interior lineman. Guys, if you have not already, go ahead and please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the notification bell so you know when I drop another video. Please hit the like button so I know you guys are here to talk about. Then please share my video throughout the YouTube universe so more people can come in and hear me talk about. That's right, these Atlanta Falcons. So, guys, like I said, we're going to start the draft series. We're going to talk about defensive interior linemen today. Um, and this is, and this right here is in the world where the Atlanta Falcons decide to address the quarterback position before they get to the draft. And if that's the case, they can go best player available. They can start to go and look at, filling holes that they have, adding depth to some certain positions on this Atlanta Falcons team. And today we're going to start talk about the defense interior alignment. Now, the Atlanta Falcons definitely go a lot of different directions, especially at the number 8th overall pick. It's going to be a lot of talented non-quarterbacks that's in the top 10 as well. If you look at receiver position, there's a lot of talented receivers there. Yes, I'm talking about another receiver, but however, we only got one receiver on the contract right now, and that's Drake London. So the Atlanta Falcons, if they see Malik Neighbors that fall to number 8, or Rome Odunze fall, maybe they might decide to pull the trigger on one of those guys. They could go cornerback, right? We're going to talk about some of the different cornerbacks later in the draft series. They could definitely go pass rusher and get some of those pass rush. We're going to talk about some of those guys as well. But today we're going to, concentrate on the interior defensive lineman. And some of these guys may not go in the top 10, but however, the Atlanta Falcons might want to add some depth to that spot. We do have two older defensive tackles on the team in Grady Jarrett and Dave Unmiata. Now they're still playing at a high level, so it's not necessarily a need, but you definitely want to start to add depth for those guys who are getting at the age of 30. Still got a lot of football left in them, but you want to make sure that you start to add depth to in all the other positions. And if they feel like one of these guys is the best player available, once they have fixed the quarterback position, I keep harping on that. They definitely can go and pull one of these guys off if they feel. Last year they had a chance to get a guy like Jaden Carter. Maybe this year they want to come back to the board and address that defensive tackle position. And so, with that being said, we're going to start today. We're going to talk about Chris Jenkins out of University of Michigan. 6'3", 305, 2.5 sacks on the year, 35 tackles. Definitely, when you're looking at interior defense alignment, you're not looking so much at the stats, because most of these guys do take on a lot of double teams, and the double teams always free up other guys to make plays. So when you look at the numbers like that, you can't so much harp on the total numbers. But however, you want to look and see other things that their strengths that they have. And for Chris Jenkins, he have good strong hands. He's really really good in the run. In specific, you go look at the Ohio State film and the Alabama tape, you definitely see what I'm talking about. When you look at a guy like Chris Jenkins, this is a guy that probably could have had a chance to come out of college last year, but decided to go back to the University of Michigan, to win that national championship. So you can see his character. He's a team guy. He wanted to come back and help, these guys get to the ultimate, which is winning the championship. But I think Chris Jenkins is definitely a guy that Atlanta Falcons could consider. Um, he's a little bit lower down on some people draft board. Could be higher on some people draft board. We just don't know. But this is a guy that come in, going to double teams right off the bat. Somebody that's disruptive in the run game, like I mentioned, and with his hands, able to use his hands, get off moves and things like that. So I like what I seen out of Chris Jenkins, and definitely somebody that Atlanta Falcons may want to consider, the target in this 2024 NFL draft. The next guy is Jer'Zhan Newton. Some people call him Johnny Newton, whatever. However, this guy is really explosive. A guy that can actually play all over the line, right? He sits at 6'2", 295 pounds, 7.5 sacks, and one forced fumble. Now, this guy get off is amazing, right? He's able to his first step is really good. I mean, he's one of the guys that when you looking at kind of remind me of to get off or like a Grady Jarrett or like a Aaron Donald, somebody that big and be able to move that fast. It's really amazing ability to play. Like I said, most positions down the line, so you can actually put him on the outside. You actually put him in the middle. But his quickness is what I like about him. Some of the things that um heavy-handed, versatile, really gets good against the run, able to get after the quarterback. You can see with the 7.5 sacks. So I like Zerzan Newton is definitely a guy that maybe start this. You guys might see start going um, up draft boards as well out of the Big Ten, but he's really disruptive. Um, One thing that you can't teach is that quickness, that being able to beat guards and tackles to their spot. This is one thing that he consistently did in college, and definitely somebody. If you're looking at trying to replace guys like a Grady, things like that. And like I said, I don't like to compare him to all pro guys and future Hall of Famers and guys like Aaron Donald, but his first step is really good. Um, and Raheem Morris coming from playing with a guy like Aaron Donald, maybe he might see some traits in Zerjon Newton, um, to just get him little vibes or that. So I like what I seen out of Zerjon Newton. Um, Very quick step, like I said, good hand, versatility, really quick to be that big of a guy. So um, we never know. It's going to be interesting to see where he actually get drafted in this NFL draft. And then the last guy is Byron Murphy II out of the University of Texas. 6'1", 305, 5 sacks, 29 tackles. Um, this young guy is just powerful all out. If you go look at some of his strength tests that he has been taking, just off the chart. So this is a guy that definitely could fit that 3-4 mold that the Atlanta Falcons looking for. Because if you got him in the middle, he's not moving. He's somebody that can definitely take on double teams, but he also, to be his size, is really quick, have a quick step as well. Relentless motor. He has good hands, and he's another guy that can play in multiple fronts. So, um, I want to look at his tape against Alabama. Um, I just like to see where guys play with some of those guys that projected to go in the NFL draft, and see how he played against those. And I like the way he really stood up. So definitely go take a look at all three of these guys, all three of these tackles, and see with your opinion, what you think, how they can definitely fit in this Atlanta Falcon defensive front. Knowing that we do have two guys up front that's definitely gonna hold their own. But with the Atlanta Falcons going to that 3-4, we're gonna need somebody else to put in that middle to plug up, some spot, especially we going base. One thing the Atlanta Falcons do not want to do is take a step back. In particular, being able to stop the run, we was really good in that this year. Um, Going to that 3-4, which I think the Atlanta Falcons already have some of the pieces to be able to continue to make that transition a lot easier than a lot of teams, having that 4-3. But a lot of our personnel that we already have on this team can definitely fit that 3-4. But adding more guys like one of these three guys to the mix would definitely help. Now the question is these guys definitely somebody that would get drafted in the top 10? Only we will be able to tell that, on draft night. But the Atlanta Falcons thinking that one of these guys can't miss. And like I said, they dress all their needs in in the offseason, free agency, trades, and things like that. This is where the Falcons just go take the best player on the board, guy that's on the top of their list, right? And today we're just talking about the interior defensive lineman. So guys, with that being said, let me know what you think about Chris Jenkins, Zerzan Newton, and Byron Murphy II. And if you had a pick, a choice, which one of these guys would you take? Even if you would take any of these guys at the number 8th overall pick. Um, and there you have it. This is your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. Peace.